Yeah, so we're on the historic west side of Grand Rapids, which was originally settled primarily by Germans, Middle Europeans, Central Europeans, workers for a lot of the factories that were located on this side of the river.
Yeah.
And the original German brewer, the original professional brewer, was a gentleman by the name of Christoph Küsterer, who immigrated about 1844, and ended up building a brewery just up the street from where we're located today. Well, he was first on this side, and then he ended up by 1847 moving over to the west side. And I started in the industry in 1988. And I started brewing professionally in Germany in 1994.
Oh wow!
And spent about 5 years over there, and then ended up coming back to my home, which was here in Grand Rapids. And then this we opened just last year, so this is relatively new. But I always had a feeling for the west side because of the history that was here. There were at least 4 German halls that were up and down this stretch prior to Prohibition. They all ended up being repurposed, torn down, or burned down at some point. And there were a couple of German brewers that were up and down here. The National Brewery was just up the street this way, and he actually had been a brewer for Küsterer and was the original brewmaster of Grand Rapids Brewing Company when that formed. So there was just a lot of this history that was connected, and we wanted to build a little mini Hofbräuhaus, a little beer hall here on the west side. So this is just really more of a hangout drinking establishment.
And you said that it was used to be a movie theater.
It was built as a movie theater, yes, in 1916.
Yeah.
And had a number of uses. Most recently just used as a storage facility, but prior to that, it was a small church.
Okay.
Actually, so we're still baking the bread of life. We're just doing it in liquid form. Certainly, we try to put enough touches in here to make it feel like this had been here for a long time.
Yeah.
And was part of the neighborhood. So it's a little that classic German feel without being over the top and kitsch. Quite honestly, I think you could drop this in downtown Munich and nobody would bat an eye that it looks unusual, other than maybe more TVs than you would commonly see there.
Right. One of my most memorable beer experiences was in Cologne.
Okay, sure.
And
Poster drinking at the Dome,
the Kolsch house, with the servers and the uniforms and the ticking of the coasters.
And they'll do that actually. I mean, regular places in Munich, they will also mark the kosher's, but of course we do it in half-liter form there, so we're not drinking the Stangs, the little 0.2s, which are more similar to to our we use them as sampling glasses.
Well, because visiting beer cities, there becomes a certain sameness to a lot of breweries out there. And no offense to them, if they're making a living,
amazing
great.
year, no question.
Good beer, making a living. But I do try to seek out different stuff, and I find that even as I get older, like I yearn for classic styles, things that are well made, not crazy pastry.
Right.
Cereal beer.
And a lot of those are tremendous fun. That's for the fun of a beer festival,
Absolutely.
to go and try and enjoy those things. But some of them I don't want to, even though I might enjoy that sample, I don't want to drink a full glass of it, much less, have a 6-pack or have it as my regular beer. I'm always going to come back to a standard, Pils, Märzen, lagers, dark beers, Weiss beer certainly. These are beers that they pair with food. You can drink a couple of them without worrying about being able to function. They're sessionable. They're nuanced. There's a ton of flavor here that if you really think about it, there is that nuttiness. There's banana. There's a little bit of caramel in here, and there's. But it's also, you can just sit and have a beer and talk with friends.
Absolutely.
And if you think about it socially, beer always has been a social lubricant. Tap houses like this were the social media of their day. It's where people talked,
people gathered,
ideas, and the Declaration of Independence in this country was written in a pub. There's an argument to meet. A lot of the original founding fathers were all.
I do a lot of my best work at bars. At home, I don't know if this annoys bars or not, but I'm often sitting there with my laptop, literally doing work, because I find that I like the environment. I find I'm more creative in an environment like this. So I'm tucked in the corner, typing away, having beer, and enjoy the social aspect too. But I just I like the vibe, and that's why I saw your site, saw the Weiss beer.
Well, some people go to coffee shops and do that, but then you got to drink coffee.
Then you got to drink coffee all day.